What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Quantum Ascent. I have Brett up on the screen. Been a minute since we touched on Brett. This right now, the 3-day price chart, just thought it'd be easiest for us to talk about. So want to dig into a wave count on Brett. Obviously, this being a meme, a lot of it's going to depend on what's happening with the broader markets. I do think we're about to see a turnaround in crypto. I have a ton of macro data on that I share over there on my private website, but wanted to talk about Brett here for you guys today. So there's a couple different ways we can look at this count. It's tough with inception being right here. So I'm just going to take it from this high. And so if you look, certainly looks like we have an A, a B, and a C. And within that, you can see there's like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 down to the lows. You have it's kind of hard on the 3-day to see here, but most likely a 3-wave move up to the top. I don't love where this ABC is, but we're going rough estimates here. And then on the way back down, certainly looks like we have a 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, and right now in a 5. So waiting for this to wrap. It is trying to build a base right here. It's done a pretty good job. I mean, all of February building a base and not dropping any lower. But again, a lot of it is going to depend on what's happening on the broader macro. But overall, certainly looks like you have an ABC, a 5, 3, 5 at that. All right, a zigzag. So waiting now for a move to the upside. Obviously, we have been channeling since, what is this, like August? Since last summer, we've just been in a straight on breakdown here on a descending wedge. So this thing, again, being a meme from its high back here in December after the Trump pump, down almost 98%. So I feel you. I know it's tough. I've been there before. There's a lot of other alts kind of doing something similar. But if you pay attention, sooner than later, these things are going to break. There is going to be some relief here. So I don't care as much about the 3-day, but let's talk about the weekly. Where are we at from an RSI perspective? RSI completely oversold on the weekly time frame here. All right, and you can see the MACD has just pretty much been flat. Just hasn't been able to make up a direction either way here when it comes to momentum. Price, we did get a leak during that, but you can tell we were going from high to low here on the RSI. And technically, like, we broke into bearish territory back here in September. We got stopped out at 60. Above 60 is bullish. That's when a lot of the price appreciation happens. Below 60 and in between 40, if we're coming up from the lows, this is still neutral bearish. And it ended up coming back down. So we haven't been up in definitive bull territory since last August. And price has completely reflected that. So I do believe there's some massive relief coming to the markets. These RSIs are going to be moving from low to high at some point. On the daily, you can tell this thing's a little heated, leaking a little bit lower. If it can hold here and bounce, great. Might get a little bit of positive price action, but it certainly looks like this could continue to roll over. It's just tough because right now there's so much happening geopolitically. And with something like Brett, like, this isn't moving on its own. It's a meme coin. It's not going to move on its own. Its market cap right now is like $80 million. At the top up here, this was a $2.3 billion token, down to 80 million. So it has been a rough ride, but all boats do rise together when it comes to crypto. There are a lot of things happening on the macro right now that have me super encouraged that we're going to see some really nice price appreciation here on in the crypto markets in general, not just Brett, in 2026. So you can tell we still have a long way to go, even to take back 23%. So of this entire drop, in order to take back 23% of that drop, this thing still has to go 9x just to get back up to that level from last summer. So when these things break, again, especially when this is such a low liquidity coin right now at 80 million, and it has been in the billions, like, there's plenty of examples in the past that once these downtrends break, it catches up pretty quick. So got to wait and see. I'm not going to be talking about any long-term targets in this video right now. I have some stuff out on Brett. You can go check it out. But, certainly looks like we're getting to a point here based on the wave count, based on where we're at within the charts, that we should be getting some kind of relief here in the crypto markets sooner than later. We'll go over to the monthly, but I don't think this is even going to encompass the monthly. Now, there's no monthly RSI there, so keeping this one, on the daily, on the weekly, and just waiting as this thing moves from low to high. That's going to give you the opportunity to get out. Selling your coins down here is not the place to do it. And I know it's tough, but there will be some kind of rally that comes out of this. Now, I can't guarantee this is going to blast off into new highs, but what I could say, realistically at the minimum, say this is going to be a 5-wave move down. You could have wave 4 come back up to wave 1 before it continues to roll down again. Well, from where we're at right now, that's almost a 4x. Now, we're all here for more than a 4x, especially if you've been buying up here. But I'm just telling you that at the very minimum, there will be relief that comes out of here. And when a coin is as depressed right now as bread is, that relief ends up being some pretty nice size gains. So this is where you just come down to dollar cost averaging. I talk about it in my group all the time. Any buys you're making down in this level right now, even any buys you made up here, you should be in the profit here in the coming months. And that's why you just allocate a little bit at a time at the opportune points on the chart. Now, this has set the parameter for an ABC. You're down 91% there right now, 93%. Wave C, longer than wave 1. We have the 5-wave move in the C leg. All signs are pointing to some appreciation. On top of that, so many different things happening on the macro right now. And I talk about that every day over there in my Quantum Circle. You get your first week for free, real-time trades, access to my portfolio, 2 macro videos a day at Discord, and I teach you how to do TA. Like I said, link to that in the bio. First week is free. If not, I just thank you guys so much for being here. If you could follow, like, repost, want to get this out to as many people as I can before it's too late. So I hope everyone is having a wonderful day, and I'll catch you in the next one.